Hello everyone, this is Pavan Kumar and today I will teach you mathematics in class 8th. We are starting exercise number 5.1. Actually not starting, we already started exercise number 5.1, and in this exercise you know very well that question number 1 and question number 2 we already completed. Manmohan sir already taught you. So today I will be teaching you question number 3. I will be starting from question number 3 onwards. So let us see first what exactly question number 3 is. So you can see here the weekly wages. Weekly wages are given of 30 workers in a factory. There are 30 workers. They are these 30 workers are working in a factory, and the weekly wages what they are getting in that factory, it is given here: 830, 835, 890, 810, 835, 836, like this. Of 30 workers, wages, weekly wages are given here. Now what do you have to do in the question, right? So using telemarks, we already studied telemarks in the previous classes, that what are telemarks. So using telemarks, what we have to do, we have to make a frequency table, and in that frequency table we have to take class interval starting from 800, 800, 810, 810, 820, and so on. Like this we have to take class intervals, and by making a frequency table in which we will have telemarks, we will find out nothing we have to find, we just have to make this frequency table. So let us see how can we make this frequency table using telemarks, right? So for this, let me open my board. This is my board here, you can see. Telemarks already I have made here. I made a table with the help of telemarks, and I will let you understand that how I just made this table with the help of a paper. Okay, so to make a telemark frequency table, what you have to do, you have to make one table. In that table, here you will write, first of all, what will you write? Class interval. Then you will write here telemark. Okay, and after that, at last you will write frequency. In class interval, you will start writing from 800, and the class size will be of 10. Then here what will come? 810 to 820, 820 to 830. Like this you will make the table having these class intervals, and up to what? Up to you have to make 890 to 900. How we come to know that the last class interval will be 890 to 900? It will be told by the data given over here, right? You can see here the maximum value given out of these 30 numbers is 890. One you can see here, one you can see here. So 890 is the maximum number. We can see here the minimum number. If you'll check, the minimum number will be 804, right? No other number I can see, I can find out here which is less than 804. So 804, if you are having minimum number 804 and maximum number you have 890, right? Then in that case, what class intervals you should have? You should have maximum class interval, the largest class interval of 890 to 900, because 890 will come in this category only. And what about 804? 804 will come in the category 800 to 810. So I started making from 800 to 810, and the last class interval which I made is 890 to 900. Like you can see here, again I will show you that page. Yes, here you can see up to 890 to 900 I will mark here. Now suppose if you are given some random wages, I am marking here, I am writing here. These are just example. Okay, 835, 868, and then 875, 892, 845, 868. These are some examples which I have written over here just to show you that how can we mark out tally, how can we put here sign in the tally mark column, right? So first example, you can see the first weekly wage here, you can see it is 835, right? So 835, certainly it will come in this interval 830 to 840. Now 868, in which interval it will come? It will come in the interval 860 to 870. So here we will mark a line. Now 875, in the same way 875 will come from 870 to 880, like that. So like this we will be continue marking here tally. We will continue doing tally here, and when you will get 4 tally marks for a particular line, for a particular class interval, then the 5th mark you will use as this, as a diagonal one. That means it will show you that the tally marks, count of tally marks here is becoming 5, right? Like this it will show. Okay, and after that, one more thing I want to tell you. Suppose you want to fill out 810, then 810 will come in which category? You can see here, wait a minute, you can see here 810, you can see here, this is 810 coming over here in this class interval, but 810 you can also see here in this class interval also it is coming. So which class interval you will be taking? Remember, if the number is 810, that means the boundary number, and in that case you have to take that number to that class which is a higher one, higher class means if 810 is possible that it can come in this category or in this category, then which one is the higher class interval? This is the higher class interval. So in the higher class interval only we will be keeping 810. Mark for 810 will be kept in the higher class interval. So like this I made a table. I already made a table because in making table we would be going to take so much time. So already I did this work, right? This was your question number 3. I marked here 2. This is question number 3, and after that you can see here, oh my god, this is not class teacher. By mistake I wrote here, this is class interval. Okay, this is class interval, and this is tally marks here, and here you have frequency. So class intervals you can see over here. Okay, you can see over here that we started from 800 to 810, and after that we are going up to 890 to 900. Okay, then after this you can see here, like here I said the 5th tally mark I will put in the form of a diagonal, which will be cutting all the previous 4 tally marks. That means it will give me a instant count that the number of tally marks is equals to 5. Okay, for this purpose only we are doing this diagonal tally. And after that, if suppose like tally marks here in this category you are getting 3, then that 3 will be equal to the frequency of that class interval, which we will be writing in front of that only. In the same way here we can see 2, so 2 tally mark here it is coming, 1 here it is, 5, and after that 4, 5, 4, 9, so 9 here it is coming. Like that we can write the frequency in this table in the last column. And after that, if you will find out the total number of find out the total frequency in the last column, then it will come equal to 30, which was the number of worker, that means our answer is coming correct. If this number is coming 30 and 30 is the number of workers, that means the table made by us is absolutely correct. So this was your answer of question number 3. Now after this question number 3 we have question number 4. So what is question number 4? Let us see here. Question number 4. In question number 4 we have to draw a histogram. For the frequency table made for the data in question number 3. That means This question number 4 is related to question number 3. Question number 4 is related to question number 3. How? The data of question number 3 we have to use in question number 4. For what? For the histogram. To draw this histogram, we will be going to use this data of question number 3. Right. Now what is histogram? So first of all, understand that histogram and bar graph has very small differences there between bar graph and histogram. In bar graph, what you will see, wait a minute, if it will be present in book, I will tell you here only by showing that this is bar graph and this is histogram. Let me check once. Yes. Okay, so here what you can see a graph here in front of you. This graph is called bar graph. This graph is called bar graph. Our answer is no. This graph is not called bar graph. This is called histogram. Why it is called histogram? Because you can see here this diagonal, this rectangle, okay, and the very next rectangle. These two rectangles here do not have any gap. There is no gap between the two adjacent rectangles, and if you would be having gap between any two adjacent rectangles, then you could say it is a bar graph like this. Suppose this is one rectangle, then you have gap, then another rectangle, then another rectangle. So you can see here we have a gap, certain gap is present. That means it is bar graph. It comes under the category of bar graph, but here there is no gap. If there is no gap, then this comes under the category of histogram. I hope you understood the meaning, or I should say the difference between histogram and bar graph. One more thing you can see here. I should point out here that you can see this zagged line. You can read here zagged line, or you can call it broken line. Why this broken line is required? Let us see, children, the reason behind this broken line. If you find out the difference of higher value and the lower value, then here 20 minus 0, the difference will come of 20. Now you just check the difference for the next two, that means 25 and 20. The difference will be of 5. The next difference, 30 minus 25, that means 5. 35 minus 5, 30, that means 5. So continuously you are getting a difference of 5. But when you were starting, because you started from this number 20 and here you have 0, so the difference is going to be more. What it should be? It should be 5, but here the difference was 20. So to eat up this difference, you can say, or to remove this difference, what we did here, we made a zagged line, or you can say a broken line is made here. Okay, so that's why a broken line is required. In that case, whenever we have more difference than what it should be there. Okay, then now we can do this fourth question. In fourth question, what we have to do now? Histogram. And I think you can easily make histogram with the help of this data. So let us proceed to make a histogram. And like in the third question, I already made one frequency table for you. For question number 4 also, I already made here a solution for you, so that you can utilize your time here in the video lecture. What you can see two axes. One axis is x-axis and another is y-axis. On the x-axis, what we have taken? On the x-axis, we have taken weekly wages, and here you can see the same class interval we are getting what we were having in the frequency table. 800 to 10, 810 to 820, 820, 830, 830, 840. These all weekly wages we had in the frequency table, right? On the y-axis, what we are having? We are having the number of workers. Okay, we are having the number of workers. Did you know the number of workers was 30 and the maximum number here we have taken is 10. So actually, in actual, this number of workers is actually representing frequency. The maximum frequency, if you will check the maximum frequency in the previous question solution, the maximum frequency you were getting was 9. That's why in the question, in the solution of this question, what you can see, wait a minute children, yes, in the question what you can see, maximum number is 10, because 10 is more than sufficient. As you have seen, the maximum frequency was 9 only, right? So here the number of workers is representing frequency actually, not the total number of workers. Remember that. Here you can see we have made a scale. A scale means on y-axis what we are considering, 1 centimeter we are considering equal to 1 unit. You can see here the difference of 1 1 1 1 1, right? And one box is also equal to 1 centimeter. So the difference we can say 1 centimeter is represented by 1 unit is represented by 1 centimeter. Now on x-axis you can see 1 centimeter is equals to representing 10 rupee. How 10 rupee? Because you can see here the class interval 810 to 800. If you will do this subtraction, what will come? 10 rupee. 10 rupee will be the subtraction of this class interval. So we can say that 1 centimeter here is representing 10 rupee. Now again you can see a zag line here, zag line, or you can say a broken line. Why is this broken line present here? Okay, let us check. Here the difference will be of 10, here 10, here 10, here 10. And what about this point? This point actually is representing 800, and this is origin represents 0. So if you do this subtraction, 800 minus 0, what will you get? You will get 800. What will you get? You will get 800, and the difference at all other places, the difference you are getting equal to 10, but here in this at the start you are getting difference of 800. That's why you made a zagged line, or you can say a broken line is made, because you want to eat up this difference, you wanted to remove this difference. Okay, you wanted to hide this difference, so this zagged line was needed, right? So this was the reason. Otherwise, to make this graph, it is very easy. Histogram already I told. The rectangles which we will make will not have any gap between them, although they have some gap here at the starting. Okay, when you start making here, you start making from this point. This rectangle you made first, then for the next class interval you made this, then this class interval you made. Okay, this was the class interval where you were getting frequency 9. That's why up to 9 we made this rectangle. Okay, so to draw this graph, it is very easy. The other things which are like important, which we should know before drawing this diagram, or you can say histogram, which were important, those all things we discussed here. Now after this, with the help of this histogram, which you can make very easily, in front of you I have drawn already. Okay, so we are going to answer few questions related to this question only. You can see the first part. What is first part? Which group has the maximum number of workers? Maximum number of workers means, you look here, see, maximum number of workers you are getting here is 9. Here you are getting it is 9, and 9 number of workers is for which class interval? It is 830 to 840. So the answer of first part is 830 to 840. Right, after that look for the second question. Second question is how many workers earn 850 and more? 850 and more. Now for this 850 and more, you just check where is 850 coming. This interval is representing 840 to 850. Okay, that means, wait a minute children, let me rub this. Okay, now we can proceed. This class interval is representing 840 to 850. That means this line this line is showing a mark of 850 and we want more than 850. More than 850 means those all number of workers we have to count which are coming on this side, right side of this line which is representing 850. So let us see, this is representing 1 worker, look here, this is representing 3 worker, this is representing 1 and it is representing 4. It is representing 4. If you are not getting the number of workers, you can check this table. This is same. These are the number of workers which are represented on y-axis, and these are the class intervals which we made on the x-axis. You can see here 4. For the last class interval we are getting 4 only. So this number will also be 4. So 4 plus 1 5, 5 plus 1 6, 6 plus 3 9, and 9 plus 1 10. These only are the numbers which are more than 850. So 10 will be the number. 10% are getting more than 850. Okay, 10% are getting more than 850. After that let us see the last part of this question. Last part is saying how many workers earn less than 850. Now children, you think with your mind. If 30 is the number of total workers, 10 workers are getting more than 850, then less than 850 must be getting, how many must be getting? 20. Very easy subtraction, 30 minus 10. So the answer will be 20. Like this I told you 2 questions today, that how to do these 2 questions. In the first table we had made one telemark frequency table. Okay, I told you how to make this table, and at last the number of workers should come. If it is coming same, that means your answer is correct. After that, in the next question we made a histogram. I told you the difference between histogram and bar graph. So this was your question number 4. After that we answered 3 parts of this question number 4, which were based on the information found from the histogram. So this was the end of today's class. We will see you in the next class tomorrow. Thank you.